Hello there, welcome to another episode of the House Gist. Today I'll be discussing boundaries, why we need to set boundaries, the boundaries we need to set, and how to enforce these boundaries in our homes when we employ domestic staff. It's important to set boundaries because when we do that, we are creating a clear, respectful, and a professional relationship that ensures both parties understand their roles, responsibilities, and their limits. It's about balancing kindness with authority, being firm but fair, so that our homes can run smoothly without misunderstanding and discomfort. Without these boundaries, we see that things are just going up and down, left and right. There will be so much confusion, overstepping, like my Nigerian people will say, see finish. There will be see finish, everybody just doing anyhow. Oga and madam are doing their own thing. Nanny, housekeeper, driver, chef are doing their own thing. Nobody will respect the other person, and you just see everywhere is upside down. So we really need to build these boundaries when we are employing staff in our homes, just like in the offices where we work. For people who do 9 to 5 or work with other people, we know that there are certain boundaries we can't cross with our colleagues and our bosses. It's the same way in our home. We should create that strict atmosphere. Not saying you should be wicked, it's just to create a strict atmosphere that everybody knows why they are here and what they are here to do. Yeah, so what are the key boundaries to set? First is knowing your job role in the home where you work. If you have been employed as a nanny, focus on doing your nanny job. You have no business doing the job of a maid. If you have been employed as a maid, you have no business nannying around. So it's good that you as an employer, you set the job description of every staff in your home. Job description is not just for offices, it also implies to us at home. Set your job description. You are a nanny, these are the things you are supposed to do. You are a housekeeper, these are the things you are supposed to do. You are a driver, this is your job description. It should be boldly written in black and white. I write it in black and white. I don't want you to come and tell me, oh, I forgot. Hey, I did not remember. It's in black and white. The job description is there. The schedule is well broken down into morning, afternoon, evening. So you know what you are supposed to do at every point in time. For example, in a home where you have a living nanny and a living maid, I believe everyone should be awake at 6 a.m. in the morning. 6 a.m. being that you have children going to school and leaving for school. In Lagos, you know there's traffic. 7 o'clock, 7:30, children should be out to school. So while you wake up at 6 a.m., the nanny should be taking care of the children's needs and preparing them for school, while the housekeeper should be engaging in her first task of the day. For me, I would say the first task of a housekeeper should be making sure the living room is clean. Why the living room? Because the living room is that public space in our home. So the living room is that one space you should take care of first before doing any other tasks. At 7 o'clock, the living room should be set, while also the driver is getting the car ready to start the day. So if we outline these responsibilities for each and every one, they won't be overworked. They will know when to take breaks. They will know when to start off and when to end. Everything is clear and work will be fine. Everyone will respect themselves and do what they need to do. The other key boundaries we need to set, which is really, really important, is privacy and personal space. People don't know when to draw the line. They don't know when to keep quiet, when to talk, when to touch, and when not to touch. So it's important we make this known on the very first day and reinforce it every time. So when we talk about privacy, we're saying things like knowing when to knock, knowing when to speak, knowing when to excuse yourself, knowing when to touch personal belongings. Some homes where you have house staff, this staff, let's say nanny or housekeeper, is not allowed to go to the master bedroom because the employer finds that is their personal space. They clean it themselves, they take care of it themselves. They don't want any staff getting there, probably because they know the valuables they have in there, or they just want it to be their sacred place. While some people allow their housekeeper clean their rooms, they don't allow the housekeeper clean their bathrooms. So we need you really need to know which one you want your housekeeper to do, either to clean your room or you clean your room yourself. If your bedroom is your private space that you don't need anyone to go into. For personal belongings like clothes, your maid can be the one to wash and iron your clothes, or if you have certain clothes that is only for dry cleaning, you make sure you state it to them, this is only for dry cleaning, do not wash or iron this. Make that known. Your devices, please at no point should you touch my device except maybe you forgot it and you asked them to get it for you, or you asked your staff to help you charge it. At no point should they be with any of your devices, because it's your personal belonging. When you have visitors, there's no need to come into the living room or the space where I'm hosting my visitors. You don't have any business there. You should make this clear. I remember one time I had this staff. I noticed whenever we had visitors in the living room, she would always sit in one corner. First time I noticed it, second time, third time, and I walked up to her that, why is it that every time there are visitors, that is when you are very interested in sitting there in the living room? And she goes, oh, it's because of the children. They're always playing there and I don't want them to hit something or damage anything, so I'm just watching out for them. I'm like, you could have easily gone upstairs or gone to play with them outside instead of planting them in the living room because you want to sit down there. I made it known to her that the next time I have visitors, or anytime we have visitors at home, I don't want to see you in the living room. Don't stop listening to conversations that doesn't concern you. If I see you in the living room the next time, there are going to be consequences. Please make sure you stay in your room or go out to play with the children, stay in the children's living room or something. So we have to make this known to them, because most of them eavesdrop on our conversation. You could be talking about something very sensitive like money conversation, property conversation, and they are listening. They have friends outside that they would be telling these things, and we don't know who their friends are. Back to the living staff. We need to establish areas that are strictly theirs and areas that are for family only. When I say this, areas that are strictly theirs, their rooms. In some homes, you have the living staff staying in the boys' quarters or in one of the rooms within the home. So you need to establish that this room is your space. If you have children, oh, I don't want my children going into your room. At no point should you be in the room alone with any of the child. This other space, maybe if you have a particular living room where you host your visitors, you need to establish that this is strictly for visitors. I don't need anyone coming here to watch television or just sitting around in that area. We just leave it clean every time. So we need to establish that and make sure they know this place is out of bound. This is an open space for everybody, but here, no, nobody's allowed in there. Which makes us move into communication and respect. This is very important because, a lot of people don't know when to talk, how to talk, or even how to express themselves. When dealing with house staff, I would encourage an open communication approach, but ensure they address you and your family respectfully. Open communication doesn't mean when they see you, they just talk anyhow. No, open conversation. If you have an issue, if there's something wrong, you can call my attention, tell me, oh, ma'am, I would like to speak to you about something. When would you have time? Or, for example, I have an open WhatsApp communication approach. If you cannot see me, or if you see that I'm too busy, or if you don't know how to approach me directly, please reach out to me on WhatsApp. My WhatsApp is always available. Drop your message. Make sure your communication is clear. I will reply you if it needs a reply, or if it's something that I need to call you to my space to talk to you about, I will do that. It's that simple. But only call me if it's an emergency. Don't call me for something as silly as, oh, can I cook this for dinner? Or the soup we were supposed to eat is still frozen. Can we do something else? No, only call me during emergency. Emergency being that a child fell down and is bleeding, or there's fire, just emergencies. But for WhatsApp, you can reach out to me on WhatsApp for any other sensible thing. That is an open WhatsApp policy for me. Then avoid excessive familiarity. Yes, too much familiarity is not good. Being friendly is fine, but oversharing or becoming too informal, like I said earlier, brings about see finish, that see finish syndrome. Not be my madam, anything, I beg. Those ones, they don't. So we need to be strict while you're friendly with them. Still be strict. Put your feet on the ground and let them know, yes, my boss is friendly with me, but I know where to draw the line. Establish how they should bring up issues to you. Like I said, for me, drop it on WhatsApp. I will deal with it. They should know the right time to try to get your attention. They shouldn't be wanting to get your attention after a hectic day or a very busy morning. They should know the right time to contact you for things. The next key boundary is what a lot of households are dealing with right now: the use of household resources. In my quest of starting this podcast, I did a lot of research. I spoke to so many people, so many families. Use of household resources was one of the major triggers in the house. My nanny is always wasting things. My housekeeper steals from me. When the cleaner is going, I always have to search her bag. I heard so many things like this, and it's annoying. Upon employment, you need to let them know how your household runs. If you are the one that buys things in bulk, you need to let them know that when I go to the market, the things I buy is supposed to last for a period of 3 months or 6 months, depending on how you do your bulk buying. Let them know how to ration these things, or you ration it yourself. If you don't even have that time to ration it yourself, if you are one of those people that just put it in the kitchen store or in the laundry store, for example, they should know how to use it. Like I said, during my research, what I found out is that most people keep these things in a storage unit where they keep the keys to themselves. Their staff don't have access to these items. They give it to their staff themselves, so that way they are able to monitor it to avoid any form of wastage. But then if you don't have that time and extra resources to lock it up in a particular place, let them know that this is for a period of 6 months. If it should finish before 6 months, we would have to go through it and know why it's finished before a certain time and how we are using stuff. Define your rules about using household items. For example, if it's a carton of bar soap or detergent, let them know that you use about 3 to 4 sachets in a week. Those 4 sachets should last for 1 week, and they would know how to manage it. When it comes to appliances, especially right now that we are dealing with band A and band B, band C, or whatever the power holding company is doing right now, let them know at no point should we be using, let's say, electric kettle. Please substitute with the gas kettle. If you want to boil water on the gas. Don't use the electric kettle. When it comes to meals, I think it's important you let them know that we cook what we can eat. Let's not cook what we would not finish. If you're not the type that cooks to store in the freezer, if you are the kind that cooks to eat immediately, let them know that you count the amount of people in the house. Cook the meal to suit the amount of people in the house. It shouldn't exceed how many people are in the house, because if you do that, it brings a form of wastage, or one person is being overfed or eating like a thief because I made food for 7 people, meanwhile we are 6 in the house. So let them know how to ration meals. Set strict rules when it comes to using phone. I, for one, I don't let my staff use their phones when they are working. Very importantly, because you can't be mopping and be holding phone in one hand. I noticed something. My former housekeeper, one day I came out, she was mopping and was watching TikTok on one hand. I'm like, no, why are you doing this? She didn't know I was coming around. Like, why are you doing this? She said, no, that's the phone just rang. I now said I should pick it. And I was like, but you know the rules with phones. When you are working, your phone should be away from you, because I don't even want them having their phones when they are around my kids because I restrict the children a lot from the internet. I don't want them being too engrossed with what's happening on the internet. So there is no way you should be using your phone when you are working. I know you'll be wondering, why can't they use their phone when they are working? They have strict working hours. If you have to do your morning routine should last you 2 hours. After those 2 hours, you have your break till you need to do something else. When you're outside your room or your common area, I don't want to see your phone. Keep it to yourself. It's none of my business. Just keep it to yourself, because before you know it, they are allowing your children watch things on their phone. You don't know what they're exposing your children to also. So phones are strictly during their free time, not when they are working. Still talking about children, you need to set boundaries when your staff is interacting with your children. Your nanny is mostly with your children, so you need to let them know the kind of things to do around your children. Definitely your children will have their daily schedule on what to do at every point in time. You will have to make sure that your nanny works with this as well. Then you need to let them know your disciplinary measures when it comes to children. When it comes to discipline, you need to let your nanny know the level enthroned to her when it comes to your children. If you want your nanny to spank your children, it's on your own. If you want her to punish them, you need to make it clear. Or I would say very minimal punishment coming from the nanny, because at some point they tend to overdo and the children become really scared of them. So you need to let them know when the children do something bad, kindly report to me while you warn them of whatever it is they are doing. No use of foul language, no bad word, no insults. Just tell them, please don't do this again. They should use the gentle approach with a stern voice. Let them know what they are doing is wrong and you will report to mommy or to daddy. They shouldn't do that again. If it's something like two children fighting, you should tell them to stop and both of you should go to the naughty corner for 5 minutes each. That should be at least the level of discipline your nanny should have on your children. But I don't encourage spanking. Your nanny has no business spanking your child. You should let them know that their role is to assist you, not overstep on family matters or managing your children. So they should not overdo it. You've given them the liberty to correct the children. They should not overstep it and overdo it. Personal time and time off. This is really important. You have some households that the staff work round the year, no time offs, they're just there. I know some people, when they come, they just tell you, I want to work from January until Christmas. Christmas is when I want to go back to my village or go see my people. But then I feel that aside that, you should still give them breaks. From the point of interview, you should clearly state their off times. When they know their off times, they know how to manage their time, have clear rules about their off days and whether they can have visitors if they are leaving. Visitors? Hell no. You can't have visitors in my place. When you have your off days, you can go visit your friends and family, but bringing in visitors is a no policy, because I do not know these people. Your visitors are not around. Maybe the only visitors I can tend to manage is probably a parent or a sibling just stopping by to say hello. Not spending the night, just stopping by to greet you and go, but it shouldn't be a regular. When you have your off days, you can do whatever it is you want to do. You need to set expectations on them notifying you if they have things to do outside their off days. They need to tell you ahead and you need to be in sync with them. I'll give you a very clear example. I had this housekeeper. I just let her go because she was overstepping her boundaries in this aspect of time off and notification of absentees. She was breaking the rules. The first time she went off, she didn't come back on time. She came back the next day. I overlooked it. Then there was one time, I think it was in November, towards the end of November, she notified me that on the second week of December, because she usually goes off on the last weekend of the month, she notified me that on the second week of December, they were going to have a village meeting / end of the year party that she would like to go. I asked her, so what time is this meeting starting and when is it ending? When should I expect you back home? She made it clear they'll be leaving at 7:30 in the morning because the bus is carrying everybody from this axis to where they are doing the meeting. I said, okay, fine, there's no problem. You can go for your meeting since you said everything should end at 6 o'clock, meaning by 7:30 you should be back home. I was fine. I eventually went out that day with the kids. Everyone was out. I was at my friend's place until about 8:30. When I got back home, she wasn't back, and she hadn't even communicated to me that she would be late or anything. I asked my other staff if she had heard from her. She said, no, I've not heard from her. It's like, okay, I reached out to her. Madam, because yes, madam, being that she's now the madam. Madam, please, I haven't seen you. Why are you not back? Oh, ma, there's no transportation. We've been looking for transportation since. Okay, did you communicate this with me? Did you leave me a WhatsApp message? Oh no, why didn't you do it? I forgot. I said, okay, but whatever the case is, I need you back to this house at most 9:30. Tell me why this lady came back 30 minutes after I'd reached out to her. Meaning there was transportation. She just wanted to stay out for that day. And this is the same person that on 2 different occasions had not come back at the appointed time during her off days. The last straw for me was the one she went off in February. She went off. There was no communication throughout that off period because I don't communicate with them when they are off, except they reach out to me to say maybe they encountered some challenges and can't make it. She went off. I didn't hear from her. Sunday came. I didn't see her at about, she usually comes back by 7 on Sunday evening. I didn't see her. By 9 o'clock, I reached out to her that, is everything all right? I haven't seen you today and you haven't said anything. I didn't hear from her. It wasn't until I woke up the next day I saw she sent me a message at midnight saying, oh ma, I'm sorry. Some things came up and I couldn't make it back. I'm not even sure I would come back tomorrow or next tomorrow. She just went mute on me. It wasn't after a week she came back. We need to let them know that when they can't make it back in time during their offs, there should be that communication. We should also encourage them to separate their personal life from work life, meaning they should not bring their personal drama into their workspace. Maybe they are having boyfriend issues. They should leave it where it is. Once they leave their room, that boyfriend issue ends there, or any other form of drama. How do we enforce these boundaries? One, I'll say be very clear from the beginning. Set expectations during hiring and put it in writing. You know, I had said in the beginning that we should write out everything in black and white. So nobody is saying, oh, I thought, because that is always the English. I thought. It should be in black and white print. If they don't know how to read, record it as a voice note. Yeah, sorry, I had to laugh. Record it as a voice note so they are listening to it every time. We as employers, we should lead by example. We should treat them with the same level of respect we require from them. We should also be very firm but kind. Being firm doesn't mean you are wicked. Being firm means that you are standing your ground, that this is what I want in my home and this is how it should be. If boundaries are crossed, we should address it immediately and calmly. There's no need to shout. If we shout, we are just wasting our energy. Sometimes we get really pissed. These people can take the piss sometimes, but if we are calm in handling matters, things will be a lot easier. Also, we should have regular check-ins. Once in a while, ask them how things are going. I would say every week. At the end of every week, you should ask them how things are going, what can be improved, what is not working well. This helps prevent miscommunication and it gives them a chance to share their concerns also. These communications make them feel important and make them feel seen too. Setting boundaries isn't about being harsh. It's about mutual respect. When done right, it creates a healthy working environment where our domestic staff feel valued and your home remains a place of order and comfort. Let's know when to draw the line. On that note, I would say thank you so much for listening. And also, it's Mother's Day weekend. Happy Mother's Day to every woman out there. Buy a Mother's Day gift for your friends.